All right, let's dive right in. We're going to be talking about something that is absolutely critical to success today: personal branding. Look, the old rules are broken, and we're here to figure out what you need to do to actually win in this brand new landscape.
You know, it's an old saying, but man, has it ever been more true than right now? In a world that just feels so chaotic, having a super clear goal for your brand, well, that's the only way you're going to cut through all that noise and actually get somewhere.
Let's just call it what it is. Ever since 2020, the business world has been completely flipped on its head. The entire economic landscape has shifted, and it's affecting everybody. The old playbooks, they're useless now, and it's leaving a lot of people feeling, well, pretty lost.
So this new reality, it creates a massive problem if you're trying to grow. The old ways of getting clients, of making sales, they just aren't working like they used to, not even close.
And this is the real struggle so many of us are facing, right? It feels like you're shouting into an empty room. You're putting in all this work, but there's no clear, reliable strategy to actually grow your reach, build that loyal audience, and, consistently bring in money.
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the old way is broken, what in the world actually works today? Well, the answer, it's probably a lot simpler and way more powerful than you think. It really all comes down to one fundamental shift. See, today, the most valuable currency in business, it's not money, it's not your products, it's not even data. It's attention, plain and simple.
And this brings us to the new golden rule. You got to burn this into your brain. If you can't get your audience's attention, you are basically invisible. And if you can't turn that attention into actual results, well, it's completely worthless. This is the skill you have to master.
So, how do you do it? How do you get attention and then monetize it in a real way? Well, the single most powerful tool you have, the real game changer in this new economy, is your personal brand.
I want you to think of it like a giant lever or a massive amplifier. Every single thing you do, every product, every service, your whole business, it becomes 10 times more successful when it's powered by a strong personal brand. It just magnifies everything.
Okay, look at this number, 100 million. That's about how many people watch the Super Bowl. For decades, this was the absolute peak of advertising. This was the ultimate way for huge companies to buy a massive amount of attention.
And this just shows the shift perfectly. In the old world, getting that kind of attention would cost you $5 million for a 30-second ad. Today, the device that's in your pocket right now can reach a global audience for free.
And that is the incredible news here. You don't need some massive corporate budget anymore. With a smartphone and a Wi-Fi connection, you have access to the exact same resource, people's attention. You just need the right plan to get it.
Okay, so knowing why this stuff is important is one thing, but you need to know how to actually do it. So let's walk through a simple, actionable blueprint that you can actually follow.
So the whole plan breaks down into 4 key stages. First up is develop. This is where you get laser-focused on your niche, exactly how you want people to see you and the specific problems you solve. Second, you launch. This just means figuring out exactly where your people hang out online and then showing up there consistently. Third is monetize. You create offers they can't refuse and build a system, a sales funnel, that turns all that attention into revenue. And finally, you scale. That's where you build systems, you automate, you build a team, and you let your brand grow way beyond just you.
So what's the end game in all of this? What are we actually trying to achieve with our personal brand? It's all about building something called the KLT factor: know, like, and trust. This is the psychological foundation of any successful brand.
And this is basically a law of business. The more people out there who know you, who like you, and who trust you, the more successful you are going to be. It's a direct link. Your income is tied to your influence.
Let's just break that down really quick. To get known, you have to be everywhere your audience is. To be liked, you have to stop selling and start genuinely helping people solve their problems. And to be trusted, you've got to consistently deliver value and build yourself up as an authority.
Let me ask you a quick question. When I say the word soda, what is the very first brand that pops into your head? For almost everyone, it's Coca-Cola. That is the power of being known.
Okay, let's do one more. When I say cheeseburger, what brand just jumped into your mind? Probably McDonald's, right? That instant, top-of-mind association, that is exactly what you're aiming for inside of your specific niche.
And that right there brings us to the core mission of all of this:
See, personal branding isn't about being a celebrity to everybody on the planet. It's about becoming the go-to authority, the first person they think of for the specific people you are meant to help. So the question I want to leave you with is this: who do you need to be known by?